Okay, so it says for a certain period, a calculator manufacturer has fixed costs of $3,400. Hey, what were fixed costs again? What was it like?
Rent, power.
Yeah, rent and power. Rent, power, all the utilities, anything that deals with that. So that's basically what we're paying each month. Okay. So that 3,400 is going to be a constant somehow in our equation. So this is for problem number 1. And then it says the variable cost is $17 for each item produced. So 17 times X. And then, so this is basically our cost function. So we could call it C at X or something like that. Okay, so this is the answer to A. And then what will it cost to produce 200 of these things? So all I do is I'm just going to basically find C at 200. And we have to include this because we're talking about some given period. So I'm going to go 17 times 200 plus 3,400. And say that's is that 3,400 as well? So it looks like 6,800 bucks. So we don't even have to graph anything. It's just there. Okay. So then let's go just move down to number 2 and see how we track along with this. It says a calculator is sold for $34 per unit. Write a revenue function based on this. Okay. So basically, it's going to cost us, every calculator we sell is 34 times X. Okay. And then what would the revenue be? So this would be 2A. For 2B, what would the revenue if 300 units are sold? I'm just going to plug 300 into that. So I get 34 times 300. And maybe my math will be right. Maybe it won't. Let's see. 0, 0, 12, 19. Yeah, there it is. So $10,200 to if my math is right. Someone double check that for me because it's wrong. It's right?
It's right.
Yay! All right. So that should take care of 1 and 2. Obviously, I just asked you to do problem number 1. But that helps you along with number 2. So let's take a look at problem number 3. They have a cost equation and they have a revenue equation already generated for us for the equations. So what is the equation of the profit? Okay. So the first thing is I want to talk about how would I figure out the profit? Well, I would think it would be, our profit would be whatever our cost would be. I'm going to reverse that. Whatever our revenue would be minus our cost. So if I wanted to make a profit equation, it would be 80x minus, and then put this in parentheses, and that's where a lot of people might make a mistake. Distribute over, minus 43x, minus 1850. So I believe that's 37x minus 1850. That's basically the equation we could use to find our profit. Okay, so I guess that's A. And then what is the profit for 30 units? Interpret our results. So if I went to B and I went and said, okay, if I plug 30 in, Stirrup's got to do mental math again. 0, 1, 2, 9, 11 minus this. Oh, too many zeros. So friends, what's the problem with this picture? 1850 minus 11. And hopefully my math is right. 5 minus 1 is 4. What's wrong with this profit? Yeah, they got to figure out something to do, right? So they're losing money. So how many radios must be sold to avoid losing money? So what I can do on this situation is I can go to Desmos and graph my C at X and my R at X, and where they intersect each other, that's the break-even point. So let's just jump on Desmos. I don't need these open, but I'll open that. Desmos. Let's see. So I'm not going to use C at X. I'm going to go Y equals 43X plus 1850. And then I'm not going to see both of them right away. And then my other equation is Y equals 80X. All right. So all right, so I just have to maybe zoom out on this a bit. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to follow Desmos up. These look like they're parallel for now, but they're eventually going to cross each other. So right there. So once I have sold 50 calculators, that means that that's my break-even point, meaning that's where the two lines would have intersected. So at 50 calculators sold, that means I have $4,000 I brought in, which if you plug that 50 into 43X plus 1850, or if I plug the 50 into 80X, they're both going to be 4,000. And remember, they subtract each other, so that's our break-even point. Okay? So once you sell 50 calculators, you're breaking even. You're not making money yet, so it has to be beyond 50 calculators that you would be selling in order to start making money. And you could zoom in on this however you needed to. And it's kind of hard to see sometimes on Desmos because we zoomed in way too much. So that's basically what you're doing. The nice thing with Desmos is you tap the lines, it's giving you these values, but if your point doesn't stick, that's not the intersection of the two. Okay? Number 4 says a linear cost function is C at X equals 5X plus 250. What is the marginal cost and what does this represent? Find the C-intercept, which is the y-intercept in this case. What does it represent? Find the difference in cost between producing 50 units and 51 units. Okay, so you're just plugging 50 in, you're plugging 51 in. And what is the cost of producing one more item if 50 is currently being produced? And what is it if there are 100? So basically you're taking a look at what that would graph to be on the line. I'm just kind of giving you a heads up how to walk through that problem. 5, 6, yeah. I think I've done enough damage. Hey, I took care of your tests, and thank you for the nice comments in there, by the way. You know, but is there anyone in here who missed the test? When we do the test, we did on Tuesday, right? So if you can, before the end of this period happens, would you double check your grade in here? Make sure I have things in for it. So I think we can do applications in business. And so I would like to have 1 through 9 done. And then I'll put it in the grade book. Today is Thursday, correct? Okay, so Friday, because we are coming up on tax season, I want to show you how the federal taxes work, because there's a lot of times that it's misleading I know you've all heard certain political figures, or all political figures out there, they're cheating the tax system, and I want to show you how it works. Okay? Not because I'm not going to show you how to cheat the system and you make your own choices in life, but I just want you to feel comfortable how federal money is collected in taxes from our income tax. And it's kind of a graduated scale. A lot of people don't understand it. But hopefully after tomorrow, I will give you a little bit of insight. So, do you guys know what to work on? We're good? This will be checked off on Monday, okay? Because Friday is just our day of fun. Cool? All right. Let's stop recording.